Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a bench press day. So very happy with today's workout actually, very happy with it. Also for those curious, I'm just a hair under 220 right now waking up in the mornings. I'm going to drop down to about 210 pounds, that's 95 kg, and then I'm going to assess from there. But I'm trying to protein load. I'm doing the whole protein overfeeding I've talked to you guys about. That's really what I'm focusing on. And the idea here is to try to recomp a little while I lean out. And I feel like at the very least I'm losing body fat. I'm not losing any muscle yet, And like I've said before, we'll see how it goes with the loose skin around the waist. I think if I lose more fat there, it will get tighter, even if it's never perfect. The benching, as you guys notice, I'm doing flat back. I'm doing as wide as would be the limits of meat legal. I've pretty much got my index finger on the rings. So ultra wide grip, which is much harder for me. And it's something I'm trying to point out to people. I am doing this because I know it's building more pec. It's the most difficult position for me. I'm far weaker. The wider I go, the weaker I've been. Like, look how long it took for me to get my pinkies on the rings up to my flat bench, right? It took me a long time. Or to get up to my close grip. My close grip meaning at 16-inch grip, my fingers right at the edge of the smooth. I hit 365, and then I spent months and months and months building my wider grip and finally got to 365 there. But when I've compared them, it's still slower. So I have a feeling if I keep building this up and build a big chest, but keep working my triceps, I have a feeling that when I want to actually do something meat legal powerlifter style, my close grip's probably still going to be the strongest. I accept that. I don't care. I'm just going to keep building muscle though, and I've realized that for what I'm trying to do, I've got to actually work on my physique. And it's actually getting the older clients in. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not trying to pick up 20-something clients in terms of age. I'm trying to market to the over 35 crowd at this point. Those are my best clients. I know as a coach, that's always been my best business. So that's who I want to market to and show them that you can get fit, you can get strong, we can do it uninjured as we get older. All right, for the pull-ups, I've noticed, I can do them weighted now. I'm not as happy with the rep quality. I did a triple with the 45, but then I did 2 sets of 10 with the dead hang after his back off. I think what I want to do for just a bit on all the pull-ups and rows, I want to take everything up to more reps. So I think I'm going to not do the pull-ups weighted for now. I want to work on just continuing to get better at the dead hang body weight ones. I can do 10s now. Now I need to try to do 3 sets of that and then try to build to 11, 12, so on. Because I have said I want to get to 20 dead hang pull-ups. Okay, that's a goal as I continue to work the mobility. So you guys will notice even the rep work, right? The higher rep work here, I'm weaker in that position and the bar moves slower. That's one of the things I've noticed too. Like I can't use bar speed to judge how many reps I have left almost because they're all slow. So I know realistically that double, I could have ground out a triple with that today, right? But it's just that it moves so slow that it feels a little scary. But realistically, I'm still at least 90%, and that's enough to get the training response we want for the heavy work, and then we get all the hypertrophy work in afterwards. But the pull-ups going good. My back is actually, I think, starting to look bigger, and as I get that waistline smaller and get rid of that love handle area dieting down, which again, because of the loose skin, that will always be my last area to go, right? It's just where I've been storing it because of where that pulled up from the 100 pounds of weight loss many years ago. All right, incline felt really good. These felt better than they have even with the 185. Be aware when I'm doing this really wide grip multiple pause sets, I tend to be weaker at this than if I just go for an all-out 100% set. So I'm going to build these up, but I'm trying to build work capacity. I've been able to hit good sets with 225 for only a single set, and then I'm burned out. I'm trying to do this for volume after doing all the benching. I'm trying to use it to build my upper chest and front delts and everything. So I'm working with 185 there, but I got an extra rep on the last set. Felt like I could have got one more, so I'm going to work with that. But I've noticed it's hard for me to get more than about 7 or 8 reps on incline, even if I go down to take another 50 pounds off. I don't have great work capacity there. It's something I need to continue to work on. And we only work on it by doing it. That's just the nature of this exercise for me. But as of improving mobility, I think that's removing some of the limitations. It's because that stretch at the bottom puts so much stretch on me that it fatigues me with every single rep that I do. But I was pretty happy with today's performance, and I'm going to work this up. I mean, ideally, I'd like to be doing 3 sets like this with 225. I think that's a good place to work towards. So I want to build up to that. But I'm always going to walk into it fatigued from the other benching. All right, the rowing, I'm trying to keep the rows super strict. I'm like, let me do pull-ups first, dead hang, and then I'm going to do these bent over rows. Yes, it's less weight than I can do with Pendleys, but I'm also trying to keep these as strict as possible. I'm trying to stretch my lats at the bottom of this. So I'm letting my scapula come fully apart, getting a stretch, making sure it stretches each rep, so that again I continue to build my back. And I think my back is already kind of filling out a little. Maybe it's just because I'm getting leaner, so it looks a little more defined from behind, but my back almost looks like it's getting bigger just doing what I'm doing. My back grows no matter what, though. It's my easy body part for me. I've just found it always easy to train my back hard. It's just always come easy to me. I've just always really connected with those muscles. But all of this went good, 3 sets of pull-ups, 3 sets of flat bench, 3 sets of incline, 3 sets of barbell rows. And then we go into all the smaller work, right? These are my basic movements. Just 12 really, really good quality work sets. Again, focused on pauses, ranges of motion, dead hangs, everything in the lengthened position. That's the main idea, right? We're putting all this stuff into those lengthened positions. That is what I'm trying to achieve here. And get quality reps. And I had to trim a lot of this footage down to get all the work sets in. I actually had to trim some of the walking back and forth, and I think this vlog is still like 14 minutes and something. So this is pretty much no warm-up sets even being recorded. Now granted, I don't do many warm-ups. I do a warm-up set on the incline still though, even though it's a secondary exercise. All right, these tricep extensions, I'm trying to just focus more and more on range of motion. I'm not trying to increase the weight right now. I'm trying to just get that stretch to get that long head into a better position. Keep in mind, when we get into lengthened positions, if we can pull a hair more into a lengthened position, even the same weight is more mechanical tension. And that's what we're trying to achieve. Mechanical tension in those lengthened positions. I'm trying to blow my triceps up. I think visually, my triceps are the smallest muscle in my upper body, right? It's not my biceps. My biceps are actually stronger than my triceps in general when I compare exercises. But I do need to do biceps, and I added some incline curls today. I did 1 set. And the problem is the fatigue they put in my shoulder. It's a lot of stretch, right? Because I'm still working that mobility. So even a really lightweight was painful everywhere. It felt like even my chest hurt when I did it. But I definitely felt it in the biceps. So let's get over and talk about this. I had someone try to show me an example of a video of training to failure, because they're like, I don't think you're taking your curls to failure. Every one of these sets of curls was to failure. Hey, you guys look at the last rep each time, and then I go to the bottom, I pause, and I try to bring it up, and the bar doesn't move. Notice I'm flexing my biceps. The weight just stopped. That is muscle failure. When you cheat, that's not going to failure. So if someone tried to link me a video of a guy straining and laying back, cheating on his last rep, and it was slow, I'm like, but he already reached muscle failure the rep before that. He had failed. He's laying back and cheating. In other words, he's taking load off the bicep because his biceps reached muscle failure. That is going beyond failure. Failure means you attempt to do a rep with the same form and you can't do it. Does that make sense? So notice I'm doing something really similar with a lot of these skull crushers. I'm swinging, I'm pausing and then jerking a little bit to cheat that last rep. I'm actually doing a little bit of cheat on the last rep on these because I can't complete it otherwise. So those are almost, I would call those pretty close to failure. But the curls are all taken to failure here, guys. I can't do the next rep when the weight just sticks at the bottom, right? Because I'm going into a lengthened position. It's hard. That's the hardest part on this. And because the weight just sticks there, you're not seeing me lay back, because I'm not trying to lay back and tear my biceps. I tore a bicep many, many years ago, 20 years ago. I don't want to do that again. Okay, these dumbasses who lay back on curls, I hope they have a good surgeon. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to go through that again. Not worth it to me for a rep that has no muscle stimulus, because you've already failed. There's zero benefit to doing that. The only reason you do that, or you lay back and try to cheat like that, is because you want to tear a bicep. That's your goal. The only possible reason you could want to do it, because it's not going to cause any growth. Now, my little rant's over. Let's get back to the training. But the triceps need all this stretch stuff. But I think the thing is, it's interesting now that I'm able to get into these lengthened positions again. My triceps hurt 7 days a week. I have tricep DOMs every day from this. Now, DOMs is not always indicative of growth, but it is an interesting notation. But I'm going to continue to push arms pretty hard because I need to, right? As I get leaner, I've got to have more arms. I think it's pretty apparent my chest is a pretty good size. I mean, you guys have seen me do, for normal power style pause bench, 335 for 5 reps. That's a fair amount of pec. Just that I'm doing a harder version right now because I wanted to build even more pec. But I mean, if we look at it, I think my shoulders are pretty good. I look at my shoulders there, look at my chest. My back is biggest body part. So if we're talking about just visually, my arms need the most work. So I need the arm movements to be efficient. I'm trying to do the stuff that's working them hard. Get those lengthened positions. Triceps is lengthened positions. The lack of being able to get into those positions has probably limited my tricep growth. I'm all lateral head, really. That's why my closed grip is so good. So I've got to get that big, long head thicker. And those skull crushers, the way I'm doing them, well, they're laying extensions now. They're no longer skull crushers. That'll help. I eventually want to be able to do behind the head stuff. I'm not quite able to do it yet. These pullovers are helping. These pullovers are a major deal, right? They're helping that mobility. I feel them stretch the hell out of my long head. So I wonder if the DOMs I'm getting in that long head, because I have it every day now, it never goes away. I wonder if it's the combination of the behind the head extensions plus the pullovers. And people are like, well, maybe it's too much volume, but it's not. It's only 6, and they're smaller exercises. It's 6 sets of workout twice a week. Granted, I'm doing a lot of, decent amount of pressing, but you know what I mean, guys? I don't think that it's too much. I think it's because I haven't worked that long head correctly in years, because I haven't been able to. I think that's the problem. All right, I'm going to see how this feels tomorrow. I have a feeling, because of this extreme lengthened position, because I'm on the 45-degree incline, even these light dumbbells, they hurt. I took this to failure right there. I couldn't do another rep. I'm going to see if that helps. I'm going to see how it feels. I'll be curious if I have DOMs tomorrow. All right, and then my other sets of pullovers. I'm trying to focus on, at this point, just getting the range of motion better. I'm not going to try to increase the weight. I want this to where I can get my tricep, my upper arm perfectly in line with the spine. I'm not there yet to where it's a perfect 180. I have more mobility to go, but look how much better this is than a few weeks ago. It's improving, but this is going to be a process, right? It's going to be a long process, and I'm just going to stick it out. But, again, I feel like these pullovers are bringing a lot to the table. I think they're improving my ability to do pull-ups. I think they're improving my incline bench. I think they're improving everything. So I'm happy with them. I'm going to keep doing them. We're going to keep moving forward with it. All right. And this particular exercise, you guys can see me here pretty well. I think it shows where I'm at in terms of the cutting going. It's going along nicely. I am not where I need to be yet, but I'm going to keep working at it. We're going to keep improving, keep moving forward, keep getting better day after day after day after day after day. Let's go the distance. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.